Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Jamie Fenn, and today I'm going to show you 5 trippy music video effects and transitions in Davinci Resolve. Check this out. Before we get started, I just want to mention that I will show you each individual effect, but these effects work really well hand in hand with one another. So when you start combining these effects, that's where you get some really cool looking video. All right, so the first thing you want to do is find the clip that you want to do the effect on. Cut that clip, right click on that clip and select New Fusion Clip. Then with your playhead over that clip, let's go into Fusion. All right, so once you open up Fusion, let's go ahead and hold down Shift and press spacebar and type in drip. By default, you get something that looks like this, but what I like to do is come up here to the amplitude and turn this down. And then say if you cut this clip on the beat of the music, what you can do is keyframe the amplitude. So let's go ahead and select the keyframe option and then turn it up. Then come down to, some part of the clip. Maybe there's some music playing and you want to do this to the beat again. What you can do is turn down the amplitude, but maybe not all the way. You may want to just give it a little bit of warp. And then you have an effect that looks like this. Now what's really cool is if you actually come over here to the dampening, you can keyframe this as well. So if you want to do something quick, you can turn it up and down over a few frames. And I'm just kind of messing back and forth with this. And now you get the idea of what it could look like. And what's also really fun with this effect is if you come up here to the shape, you can choose from all these different options. So if you wanted a square, you'd get something that has more square to it, depending on your scene. Depending if it has lines, you may want to select square. Also, you can do, exponential, which is pretty trippy as well. There's a bunch of different options in here. And yeah, it's awesome. All right, so this is our next clip. I've already created a Fusion clip for it. So let's go ahead and go into Fusion. Next, you want to hold down Shift and press spacebar and type in color, then select color corrector. Now I'm going to come to the very beginning of this clip, come over here to the right-hand side under the inspector, and let's go ahead and click on the hue keyframe. And then I'm going to come to the end of the clip and turn the hue pretty much all the way down. So now it's going to cycle through all the colors. And now we have keyframed color changing hues throughout this entire video clip. I think it's a really cool effect, super simple, and especially in a scene like this when there's so much neon and really bright, cool color lights, this effect works really well. But this will work on any video. I just think it looks really cool when you have a scene that looks like this. All right, so here's the next clip we'll be doing the effect on. So what I'm going to do is right click on it, select a new Fusion clip, then go into Fusion. Once you're in Fusion, hold down Shift and press spacebar and type in trails. Then select motion trails. Then what you want to do is come to the beginning of the clip. Up here on the right-hand side where the inspector is, you can keyframe the trail length. What I'm going to do is turn that down all the way, push the keyframe button, and then when it gets to her doing something crazy with her hands, there's a lot of movement, I'm going to just turn this all the way up. That will make it gradually go from 0 to the number 10 in the trail length. And say, for example, if you have music playing and you want the effect to turn off, all you have to do is come to that point and turn the trail length down. So when you animate the keyframes of the trail length, the effect becomes stronger as you get up to that highest point that you've selected. Then when it starts to back off, then the frames disappear and the clip looks normal. Pretty awesome effect. Very, very trippy in my opinion. Looks really cool and also works really well when there's a lot of movement in the clip. All right, so let's move on to this next clip. Again, I'm going to create a new Fusion clip. Click on Fusion. Hold down Shift and press spacebar and type in vector and select vector distortion. This is probably my favorite effect in this video, but do me a favor, comment down below, let me know what your favorite effect is. That would be awesome. All right, so I'm going to come to the beginning of this clip here. On the right-hand side under the inspector, you can turn the scale down. That will have no effect on the clip. Again, I'm going to keyframe, come to about right here, keyframe again, and then I'm going to make the effect really strong by going over one frame and turning up the scale. Then I'm going to go a few frames and turn it back down. Then after where I turn that all the way down, I'm going to come over here towards the end of the clip, keyframe again, and then go to the end of the clip and turn it up all the way. There's also a really cool option down here called glow. You can turn this up and it will make basically all the brightest parts in the image have a really intense glow. I think adding the glow to this effect is really cool. You can really create some really neat effects with this and really have some fun with the distortion of this effect. Okay, let's move on to our next effect. Again, right-hand click on that clip, create a new Fusion clip, and let's go into Fusion. With the media in selected, hold down Shift and press spacebar, type in wavy. You'll see an option for waviness. And this does pretty much what it says, create some awesome waves, but there are some options over here that you'll want to know before you start doing this effect. Over here on the right-hand side, you have scale, which basically creates the size of the wave throughout the clip, the strength of how strong the waves are. So you can get some really trippy looking effects by just turning these up. I kind of like to crank everything up and see what it looks like. Then also you can mess with the phase. So if you want to do something like turn up the effect all the way and keyframe the phase, you can do that. And then also you can turn up the speed of the waves and how quickly everything moves. But what I like to do with this effect is put it on horizontal and kind of just play with this scale. Now, when you crank these up all the way, you can see the behavior of all of them. So I would recommend doing that and finding what you like and what looks best for your video. So in this case, I'm just going to turn the scale up a little bit, turn the strength up a little further than normal, and then see what it looks like just over the clip. This would be kind of cool to time with the beat of the music if you needed to. Also having the scale turned down maybe a little bit just so it goes over the whole clip. You get a bouncy effect. The strength you could turn down. So I'm just showing you how you can get some really cool warpy effects. So in this case, I've turned the scale down to 2.4 and now the whole clip kind of has like a jelly look to it. There's a lot of really cool things you can do with this effect. If I turn the speed up, you can see it kind of like wobbles, jiggles, turn it down. I'll turn the strength up just a little bit more to show you the variations that you can do with this. All right, so I'm going to go into another clip that we worked on previously. So let's go into the one I did the color shifting on. And in this case, I'm going to hold down Shift and press spacebar and type in drip once again. But in this drip option here, there's a specific setting that I want you to make sure that you select, and that is random. And that will create this like diffused kind of looking effect. So over here on the right-hand side, you have amplitude, and you can crank this up. And you can crank this up until it basically blurs out the whole image. So if you want something to fade in, like my example, you would keyframe that. But in this case, I'm just going to keyframe the very beginning to have quite a bit of amplitude. So I came to the very beginning of the clip, keyframed it, and then I'm going to go a few frames, turn down the amplitude all the way. Then towards the end of the clip, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to keyframe a few frames before, and then go to the very end and turn up the amplitude. Now, the reason I'm showing you this specific effect this way is because I'm going to show you how you can use these effects as a transition. So once I've done it to this clip, I'm going to come over to another clip. And I'm going to take this one that I did the vector distortion on, go into Fusion, and do the same exact thing. Hold down Shift, press spacebar, type in drip, select the random. And at the very beginning of this clip, I'm going to turn up the amplitude quite a bit. Select the keyframe option, go a few frames, and then turn down the amplitude. Now, quickly before I show you how this transition will look, you can come up here to the spline and select the drip option, and you can round out these curves by just selecting the keyframe points and pushing F on your keyboard. You can also right-click on them and select smooth, ease in and out, flat, linear, whatever look you're going for. So once I've done that, I'm going to drag these two clips together like this. And here we have multiple stacked effects that kind of transition into one another. If you found this video helpful and useful, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to see another video on music video effects, check out this video right here. It's awesome. People love it. And let me know what you think about it. Until next time, you guys have a good one, and I will see you in my next video.